All right, guys, welcome to our team call today with my good friend Angela. Angela and I started around the same time together in 2012. We met at a Top Achiever event where she sat behind me and she was recognized as being an earner and going to Paris, and she was by herself bawling. And of course, those of you that know me know if I see someone cry, I cry. I don't even need to know you. I don't even need to know your story. If you cry, I cry. So of course, I'm all teary-eyed when I introduce myself to her, and we've been friends ever since. And it's really funny to know both of us. We're very, very, very different people, but I'm drawn to her because she has some qualities that I just love and admire and respect in her that I want a little more of. And I think she'd probably say the same about me. We really love and respect each other for our differences. So I'm going to give you a little bit about her bio. She's a 5-star Crystal executive, an 8-star Platinum Millionaire in Action earner, number 2 in 2014. She's been a top achiever 3 years in a row, 2014, 15, and 16. She did earn that trip to Paris, France as a top achiever in the Millionaire in Action. And she also, did you go to Rome as well?
Yes. The Rome was President's Quest.
Oh my gosh, that's unbelievable. Nominated for the Heart of Isogenics, top controller in all of Isogenics in 2014. And that's one of the main reasons I wanted her to share with you guys today. Women of Isogenics 2015, a welcome home earner, and of course a wife and a mom to 2 beautiful little girls you may hear in the background as they're quietly cleaning the house for their mom, right? Oh, she's talking to him right now. And then she has retired her husband. He was a truck driver. She's retired him. And because of Isogenics, they went from an 800 square foot apartment in Brooklyn to a beautiful 3,500 square foot home in the suburbs, and has a pool in her backyard, or has a yard for her kids to play in. So Isogenics has really been a game changer in Angela's life. And already since I've known her, I've seen unbelievable her. So why I asked her to share with you guys today is because she is someone that can enroll and attract people. And I know those of you that are on and those of you that are going to be watching, that's an objection you guys will tell me is you have trouble enrolling. Where can you get new leads from? All your leads have dried up. You've gone through your warm market. I hear this all the time. So I thought we'd ask Angela for some perspective. So Ange, first, would you mind, because some of our people don't know you and your story, would you mind just sharing a little bit about your story, what brought you here before we get going with your amazing enrolling skills?
Yeah, I'm very happy to. I see my buddy Susan on the call. I met her in Hawaii. She's so awesome. You know, I started this journey January 17th, 2013. I was struggling with my weight after the second baby. She was almost 2, and I felt very embarrassed to still continue to blame it on the baby weight. What really set me off is that my dear friend Gary from junior high school was getting married, and all my old friends were going to be there, majority of them skinny minis, and I just felt mortified after not seeing these people for so many years to go in there at a size that I felt very uncomfortable with. I tried many, many different things. I've tried many popular programs. I bought stuff on the shelves of CVS, and none of it worked. It was more upsetting and frustrating to me than helpful. I would, lose 5 pounds, PMS, gain 7 back. I think every woman is familiar with that story. And then I saw an old chum, I won't even say a good friend, anything like that, just a gal who grew up around the corner from me, post some ridiculous results that on a 9-day program, she had lost a really significant amount of weight. And I see her on Facebook, and I see her barbecuing, partying, going to the shore. And the first thing in my mind was, man, I don't have a social life nearly as good as her. And if she can do this, I can do this. She did not sign me up. She referred me to the woman that signed her up. In 7 days, I lost a pant size. I'm trying to be very compliant, not give days and times, but for learning purposes, and I will say not all results are this way. I lost 28 pounds and 49 inches. And I mean, I know that many of us have struggled with weight. For you to go from a size 12 to a size 4 in such a short time, it doesn't just change one aspect. My gosh, it changes everything. And, you know, by week 2.5, week 3, I called my mom. I said, don't ask me any questions. You have got to try this. My mom was, you know, my typical Jewish mom who complains about everything, did the program and didn't complain. My husband, who's a truck driver, did the 9-day and he lost 11 pounds. You know, again, results not typical, but people who I loved and cared about started seeing the change. And then I helped my friend Anna. And maybe 2 weeks later, I got a credit card in the mail for $212. And I'm like, are you even kidding me right now? They paid me for this, and I'll be very honest, Weight Watchers and Jenny Craig never paid me. So I was like, this is cool. My eyes were open. My heart was open, and I said, why the heck not? I was a stay-at-home mom who was a social worker with Child Protective Services. I really enjoyed helping people. My people were, you know, families and children. But why not help women who struggled for years the way I have? And here I'm thinking I have a miracle, and good Lord, how many people don't know about this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So when you got started, you did not come here for the business, and you just had your own great personal transformation story. When did the light bulb go on? Was it when you got that first $200 right away, or did it take a while?
You know, when I enrolled my first person, my second person, the enrolling sponsor reached out to me and she said, you know what, you have about a week left to hit what's called Crystal Manager. And with that, you're going to earn another $450. And I didn't understand what consulting was. All I understood was your mom needs to and your husband needs to. And I made darn sure that for four people, $450. I mean, that's very significant, especially to somebody who's not making money. The way we lived was on the first of the month, I would pay for my rent, you know, $900, but it was a lot when you're not making money. I had to pay for my rent and my children's school. And then on the 15th of the month was when we paid for cable and phone. So we were really tight. So any amount of money for me, I was excited about making that. And then I started doing my own research because my enrolling sponsor had a job. She worked full time. And when I needed an answer, she's not a red like me. So for her, it would take her like 3 days to get back to me. And I needed something now. I have to tell you, Google was my upline. Google was very helpful. And I said, okay, what's next? And then I stumbled upon this video of this crazy blonde curly-haired lady from Nebraska. And all she kept saying was, who do you know? Who do you know? And I was like, man, who do I know? And it got me so fired up. But one thing that I took away was ACMDE. And I said, okay, I hit M. I'm manager. What do I have to do to get to director? What do I have to do to get to executive? And I really pushed. And I hit executive. And then the coach said to me, get yourself to this event, to Celebration, because it's really going to help you. And I thought, you know, I don't know anything about this business, about this industry, about all I know is that I lost some weight, I feel great, and I want to tell the world. I got to Celebration, I would say 7 months after starting this business. They honored me as executive, which was so freaking cool. I've never been pulled on stage for anything. I've never received any type of recognition. In fact, at my old job, there was nothing but reprimanding and, you know, punching a clock, and they only noticed you if you made a mistake. So when I went to Celebration, I didn't even own any fancy outfits. I owned sweatpants and like leggings. I went to the gift shop at the Mirage and literally bought the dress that I walked across that stage with as executive. And I cried because I have that trophy, but that for me was like, a life changer, a game changer, because I saw fat people, I saw skinny people, I saw people from the country, I saw people from the city, I saw all different walks of life. And in that moment, I said to myself, you know, I deserve this. I deserve this. I need it. And I'm worthy of this. And I still get choked up because it's so much easier to beat yourself up and say derogatory things. Much harder to see value in yourself. And for me, like, that celebration just meant the world. And I walked out of there feeling strong and confident and just in a hurry. I was acting as though if I didn't tell them, if I didn't sign them up, somebody else would. And I wasn't going to let that chance slip me by.
Yeah.
Not too many lottery tickets, not too many golden opportunities. And that's how I feel this is. It's a golden, golden chance for any one of us to really be successful here.
Yeah. And that's one thing that, you know, you wish you could teach every single person, is that sense of urgency. And a lot of people don't get it. And I really want to see people hitting their rank advancements on time and getting those bonuses. So I'm always talking about that sense of urgency. But all right, so let's get to enrolling. So in 4 years, you and Kelly and I had all shared our numbers, and dramatically different. You and I have about the same exact team size, and you've enrolled a lot more people than I have. Yeah. And so we've gone about it a little bit differently. And what I'd like you to share, well, first of all, over 700 people in 4 years.
For me personally, it's 600, and then placing people and then building my husband and under my mom, you know, when I wasn't always doing things the appropriate way, it's fairly close to 700.
Okay. So where on earth do you get 700 people to say yes? Where are you going for these leads? I know you build on Facebook, so let's be specific. How on earth did you do this?
I'm going to be very humorous, but there's so much truth in this. There are human beings everywhere. Wherever you find a human being, someone who is not a tree or a donkey, it is your opportunity to say hello and introduce yourself. And people are so warm and welcoming of somebody just saying hello and communicating. Specifically, when I started, I was posting on Facebook. I had maybe 500-600 friends on Facebook. I sent every single one of them an inbox. I didn't care. I just wanted to get people on the phone and share my story. So I inboxed every single friend. And back then, you know, 3 years ago, we didn't know about not using the dates with the times. But I messaged everyone and I said, girl, I have just lost, 11 pounds in 3 weeks. I am feeling amazing. So you can do that now without, omitting one or omitting
right, right.
But I messaged every single person and said, hey, I found an amazing program. I feel great. I just lost 11 pounds. If you know anyone who I can help, please give me their number, give them mine, reach out. And I literally messaged every single friend on Facebook. But I think what people make the mistake of doing is they sit around and they wait for people to respond on Facebook. And Facebook is a great way to connect with people and get them on the phone. Because let's face it, I've never signed someone up through instant messenger. It's always about sharing the story. With that being said, where can you find other people to share the story with? I went to Zumba.com. I searched every Zumba school within a 10-mile vicinity, and I literally took a Zumba class at every different school at every different time. I would make friends there. I would speak to the Zumba teacher, and I would say, look, I just lost 28 pounds. I feel great. Would it be okay if I presented after class? Do you know anyone who's looking to lose weight or get healthy? I walked into the vitamin shops by my house. I walked into any consignment shop and I said, may I leave your flyers here? Sometimes it was about asking to leave the flyer, but what happened is once you ask to leave your information, you engage in that conversation. They're interested. I went to Payless Shoes, and I told the saleswoman, you are not going to believe this, but my foot shrunk half the size. I lost 28 pounds, and now I need to buy size 7.5 instead of 8. You know, I went to Home Depot. We were buying paint from the paint department, and the gentleman there sneezed. And I said, God bless you. I said, are you sick or do you have allergies? And just that one simple sentence, he said, oh, my mother recently passed. I've been taking care of her for 2 years. I really haven't been looking after myself. I said, you wait right here. I told my husband, I said, grab the car, we're running home. He goes, are you out of your mind? We ran home, we got the guy some shakes and little baggies, you know, before I knew about the packets, you know, and I brought him and I said, please try this, try this. I was so desperate, not for the enrollment, but to tell people, to help people, to change people's lives. And I think that when you're so, you know, a lot of things happened to me at that celebration, which is why I get emotional about it. And the main things that I can say is that my belief system reached 1,000%. And the belief in the company, I knew that I was behind something very powerful. The belief in the products from my own experience, the belief in the compensation. I made $1,200 my first month and didn't even know what the heck I was doing. You know, I had to work on the belief in myself. And this all came with time. And the more that you start believing in yourself, and the more you find it very important to get this message across to other people, the more you're going to keep giving this message selflessly. Is it the fact that you can't find leads? Or is it the fact that you're really apprehensive about going out and really sharing the story? Because there's a big difference between the two.
Right.
I scheduled an electrolysis appointment. I'm only saying this because there's girls on the phone. I've got a few stubborn hairs here. But you better believe that electrolysis woman is going to know my story.
Tell them what you shared the other day. You had me in stitches about getting your hair, your eyebrows, your nails. Tell them that whole story.
Yeah. You know, every time, you know, of course, I have to get my roots done. I'm 41 now. Every time I get my hair done, I try to get it done by a different person so I can make another connection, another friend. And when I tell that to some of the gals, they're like, what? You see a different? Oh, no, I've been seeing my gal for 10 years. Ain't nobody else touching my hair. And I'm like, no, you just, there was this Jim Carrey movie. I forgot what it was called, but it was like, just say yes. Just say yes. Somebody will say, do you want to do Orange Theory? I'm like, I don't know what it is, but yes. Do you want to try hot yoga? I am the most uncoordinated person. I went into hot yoga. I was like, they might have to check my pulse, but it was a new experience. And I got to meet the girls at Tula Yoga, and I made friends, and I shared my story. Does it mean that everybody is going to sign up? No, it's not your job. You know, Randy Gage, a professional network marketer, said, not everybody is going to sign up. Some people might be allergic to the product. Some people might be allergic to hard work. Some people, it's just not for them. Your job is not to enroll everyone. Your job is simply to share the opportunity with everyone. And I've taken so much pressure off myself without meeting these numbers and these quotas. Of course, I know it's good to enroll at least 5 to 8 people a month. Of course, I know it's great to make 2 consultants and 1 crystal manager. And those are the action steps that are necessary. But if I keep that pressure on myself, and if I don't get comfortable with actually having the conversations and focusing on enhancing someone's life, servitude, always helping another, I'm too attached to the attachment. And you don't want to be attached to the outcome. You want to keep this fun. You want to say, all right, who am I going to chat with today?
Okay, so that part to me that's a very natural thing. I mean, I can do that. I talk to people everywhere I go. How do you take it from meeting all these new people? How do you take it to the next step? What is your ending conversation with them? How do you get them to then look at this?
Most people, like if I compliment Lisa and I say, that's a beautiful hat, where did you get it from? And Lisa would Lisa, you want to role play with me? I know she's going to kill me. I picked on the wrong person.
She's trying to not unmute herself.
She's pretending. She's pretending she's trying to unmute. But I would say, you know, where did you get your hat from? It's so pretty. My girls would really love something like that. And Lisa might say, my job gave it to me. And I'd say, oh, cool, where do you work? And she would say, well, I might work at, you know, the Riviera Spa in South Bay. And I would say, oh, that's awesome. I'm a health and wellness coach. Have you ever heard of this company, Isogenics? And she would say, yeah, I've kind of heard a few things about it. I'm like, good, I hope. You know, just giggling, laughing. And I would say, I would love to connect with you. I'm kind of new in the neighborhood. Are you on Facebook? And she would say, yeah, like most people. I would say, awesome. Here's my phone. Put in your information. I would love to connect. It's most of the time funny. It's most of the time lighthearted, and it's very easy. I would say, you know, Susan, that's a great headband. You look like sporty. Do you work out somewhere around here? And she would recommend her place. I would say, that is awesome. I would love to try. You know, I've been at Orange Theory, but I'm always open to trying new things. Can we connect on Facebook? Maybe you can just, you know, recommend your trainer or what nights you go. Yeah, thank you. And it's like, it's not even that serious, because all I think about, I look at them as, you know what, maybe this woman can be my best friend one day. Maybe we can go out for coffee. Maybe this can be a mom who I can have a play date with. I'm not looking at her and thinking 80 PB, $80. I don't look at pimps when I look at people. I just think, what's a great way to connect, and what do I see beautiful about this person?
Okay, and then they become your Facebook friend. Then do you wait for them to be attracted to your posts, or do you private message them? What's the next step?
The next step is that you have to have a system for posting on Facebook. Very early on, I've learned Motivational Monday. People are not happy to be driving 2 hours to get to their real job. Most people are grumpy and cranky and wishing the weekend was just one day longer, you know, shuffling the kids around. So I always post something motivational on Monday. Never isogenics per se, but I always say, you know, I may run slower than a turtle dipped in molasses, but today I'm going to run. You know, and it's just things that are funny and silly and really motivating. I want people to be happy, and I want them to see me as a positive person. Does that mean that I don't have bad days? Of course I have bad days. Of course I have tough days. Sometimes I see people ranting about Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump and Israel and Muslims, and I want to say something, but I'm like, you know what? I'm going to eliminate an entire demographic if I say something. So my job on Facebook is just to be positive, maybe somebody's hope, maybe a ray of light for somebody who desperately needs it right now. So Motivational Monday, Transformation Tuesdays and Thursdays. I would recommend strongly knowing who your audience is, because if you're only appealing to bodybuilders, you know, big husky guys that are lifting weights, and most of your demographic are stay-at-home moms that are, you know, working out recreationally, are they going to resonate? No. So know your avatar, know who your general audience is on Facebook. And I try to showcase that. I have some young 30-year-olds moms, so I showcase before and afters on Transformation Tuesdays and Thursdays. Sometimes I have people who are over 50, and I'd like to appeal to them. And, you know, you're just trying to appeal to different crowds. It can't be the same 18-year-old girl who went from a 4-pack to a 6-pack. Most of my moms would be like, oh, that skinny girl, like she never had any struggles. What does she know about having babies? Yeah. So you just want to be able to strike a chord with everyone. So that's what Tuesdays and Thursdays are for. Always post. Wellness Wednesdays. I always try to post maybe a fitness tip, me going to the gym, my daughter's participating in physical activities, you know, anything. You can, honestly, Google is such a great resource. You don't have to be an expert. You can simply just Google, you know, what's a great homeopathic tip for bags under the eyes, and you can just post a tip. You know, people like free information. People like value, and they will be more inclined to follow you if you're giving them things of value. And then I have Fridays. And Fridays, I always try to post a little bit about the income. You know, unfortunately, we can't give income, and sometimes it scares people. When I tell people that I've earned $916,000, it's not relatable. It's not relatable to many. And quite frankly, you have to, like, you know, it's scary for some people to even comprehend. Like when I cried and I told you guys that I am good enough and I am worth it, some things are hard to swallow. And for a woman who's, you know, getting public assistance or relying on her husband's salary, if you're going to tell her that it's quite possible that in 4 years she's going to hit millionaire, she's going to look at you like you have 4 heads. So I try to make it things that will relate to everyone. And I say, you know what? Today is the day that I finally paid off that student loan. Thank God for residual income. Or being able to pay for my daughter's camp with one swoop of the card. I used to have to pay for the kids' camp via payment plans that would start generally in June and go all the way through the end of August. I mean, how many of us can relate to that? Or having to cut a few cable channels because it wasn't an urgency or a necessity that we could afford. So Freedom Fridays and really talking to people out there and saying, you know what, with this extra bit of residual income, I can go organic this week. Everything in my fridge organic. Or a manicure or something simple. Or for the first time in my life, I don't have to ask my husband for $20 to go get my eyebrows waxed. I mean, it was pretty demeaning to have to ask your husband, hey, babe, can I have $40? You know, what it means to stand on your own 2 feet is priceless. And that's what I try to showcase every Friday. And I think the important thing about Facebook, Cindy, is really being so consistent. People will post on Facebook and say, I got nothing. Nobody's messaging me. Nobody's inboxing me. I'm done with this Facebook. You know what? They're not going to come when you want it. They're going to come when they need it, when they're ready. Right. I've had so many people tell me that it's not their time. One's moving. One's not ready to give up cheese. One's, you know, has to save up. One needs to pay off a credit card. But they know you're there, girl. Don't worry. They see you. They know you're there. Right. Be consistent. I say this with love and no ill will at all. But if the woman who signed me up just took a second look at this, she would be a millionaire right now. My coach was the 181st millionaire. And it always bothers me that this girl who I knew, I always want to see other people succeed. It always bothers me that someone who I knew gave me away to a total stranger when all 3 of us could have been succeeding. Yeah. You know, so stay the course, stay persistent, stay talking, stay showing people, because, you know, some people desperately need this, but they just don't get it yet. They don't get it.
Okay, so you've gotten all these new friends because you get your hair done somewhere different every 8 weeks, and you've got all these people following you. Do you then private message them? Do you go to their walls? Are you intentional about your follow-up with them, or are you waiting for them to like or comment on something or message you?
You know what, it's not, if I see them in my feed and I see a beautiful picture of them with their kids, I am interactive on Facebook. I see what's going on. I saw you and your daughter at yoga or doing something cool together. Like, I would comment on that. For people who are not my enrollments as of yet, I would message them and say, you know what, you totally inspired me to get off my butt and do something today. Or you look absolutely stunning in your wedding dress. Congratulations. And, you know, you talk to them. You're engaging. Eventually it will come up. So, you know, and then when we have a promo, You can say, hey girl, I'm really excited. My company just introduced these dairy-free shakes and they are so delicious. And I just wanted to let you know, if you know anyone at all who's interested in losing weight, gaining energy, getting healthy, I just think it's about action. You have to be in daily action. Like yesterday, I spoke to a few people that were on my follow-up list. Today, I have a few people that are on referrals that I got from a woman. She doesn't want to do it, but she said, yeah, I know 2 people who are interested. Sometimes I message my friends on Facebook and I say, you know what, I'm running a Get Fit challenge for the summer. Would you be open to posting something on Facebook for me? Asking for referrals is something that I've learned from Kathy Coover, and it's something that she really swears by. Asking for referrals is so, so important. And what better way to do it than on social media? You know, if somebody tags Jennifer and says, you know what, my friend Jen is an amazing health coach. She's helped me reach my goals. And if anyone is interested in getting healthy, detoxing, gaining more energy, you know, feel free to let me know. I would be happy to connect you. And then you've tagged Jennifer, so she sees all the people messaging and saying, yeah, sounds great, sounds interesting. That's Jennifer's opening to friend these people and say, hey, thank you so much for responding. When are you free to get on a call? I'd love to see how I can be able to help you.
That's great. That's great. Okay, I have a couple more questions that my team had typed up in our business page, but I want to see, does anyone have something that's on the phone here? Since you guys got on here, I want to make sure your questions are answered first. Remember to unmute your line.
I'm just going to say thank you, Angela. Cindy's done a great job, and a lot of the questions were things I wanted to know, so thank you so much.
Yeah, you're such a great leader, Susan. I love seeing you in the Blitz, and I love getting to know you, and you're just, I've thought about you so much after our conversation in the airport.
Thanks, Angela.
I prayed a lot for you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? I know we've got a couple really close to executive on here. Andrea, any questions?
One of my questions is, have you had any luck or what kind of slant or avenue have you taken with maybe going in and approaching a gym or a chiropractic office or anything along those lines, or have you not gone that route?
I have gone every route, my dear. In New York, we call it balls to the wall. You need to do whatever the heck you have to do, right? And sometimes I would walk into a gym and I would say, hey, I'm a health and wellness coach. Do you guys have a customer appreciation night? I would love to come in here and set up a table and educate your customers how to get better results with nutrition. You don't have to you don't have to mention isogenics. You don't have to give them product samples because sometimes it's illegal for you to pass out food at their gym. You want to go in there everywhere, because chances are the girl at the front desk is going to say, you know what are you doing? But you know what, that sounds really interesting. Let me ask my manager about that. But in the meantime, I'll take your phone number. It's about having those conversations. Doesn't matter with who, but you want to talk and you want to try everything. I mean, 3.5 years in, I found some wedding expo. I'm going to do a wedding party 90 miles from my house, a bridal expo. You know, anything. Go into wedding dress shops and ask them if they have any bridal shows that you can set up a table with. All you want to do is get numbers, have conversations, 3 conversations a day. Good Lord, I have those conversations with the boys selling the kitties at Petco. Like, I am just, anyone who will listen, I am sharing my 30-second story. I'll be like, dude, do you work out? Man, you look buff in that shirt. He'll be like, yeah, I go to New York Sports Club. I'm like, oh, awesome. I go to CKO. How is it by you? He's like, good, really good. I'm like, do you use any supplements, any products? And he'll be like, nah, just protein at GNC. I'm like, GNC? You gotta try my stuff. Are you open? Come on by. I live close. I'd love to make you a shake. I talk to a wall.
That's so funny.
But
Thank you.
My pleasure. You can do anything. Any idea that you have is a wonderful idea. And the only bad idea is the ones that you don't try. You know, honestly, going into a chiropractor's office and asking them if they would be willing to do a health and wellness night. I walked into the vitamin store and I said, is the owner here? And he said, I'm the manager. How can I help you? I said, well, I live about 2 miles up the road. I'm kind of new here in Jersey. I work with a great company. We sell amazing, amazing protein shakes, lots of nutritional supplements. And I was wondering if your owner would be interested in putting some good stuff on the shelves. And the guy said, is this one of those pyramid schemes? I said, pyramid scheme? I was like, I don't know what that is. And he was like, is this one of those MLMs? I was like this guy got burned. And I was like, sir, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a network marketer. He's like, you're one of the, he started running away from me. He started running away from me. But if I didn't have belief in myself, I would have went home, curled up in a ball, and felt embarrassed and ashamed and thought of what I did wrong. The brand new me, you know what I thought? And I know Cindy doesn't like cussing too much. I thought, what the hell is wrong with this moron? I mean, I felt that this guy got so burned so badly that I was very empathetic to him. And I felt what a shame that he will never truly know what an impeccable thing this network marketing is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So where are you? You know, you're walking in there, Andrea, with confidence and posture, and you are in it to win it. And if somebody says no, that's cool too. And if they say yes, I think what a lucky ducky.
Yeah.
How blessed they are that their eyes and their heart is going to be open to something as magnificent as this.
Yeah. And that's, I think, a lot of people really would need to work on your belief. When we hear you talking, your belief is so through the roof that, you know, everybody wants to have that kind of belief in the products, in the company, in network marketing, and in themselves. And that's, you know, you have to figure out if you're lacking in one of those areas, what do you need to do to strengthen that? Okay.
Oh, it takes time, Cindy. I grew up overweight and uncomfortable most of my life. I felt insecure. I felt beat up. I mean, that's why I love learning from you, because you're so positive and sweet and tender. And I grew up so guarded and rough because I had all these insecurities all my life. And I'm finding out from great friends like you that not everybody is against you, and it's okay to let go. And the belief and the love and the vulnerability, it takes time, folks. It takes time. There's, you know, when you start this, you're like, man, everyone is bad. The longer you're in this, you start saying, you know what, there's a lot more good in this world than bad. Mm-hmm. And it takes time. It certainly takes time.
There's good in everyone.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Couple quick questions, and I want to guard your time and let you go. My team was asking, all right, so then you've done all this enrolling. How do you keep people ordering? Retention, auto ship. Can you just speak a little bit about that, Ann?
Yeah. Immediately, as soon as I place the order, I say you got about 4 days until your box gets here. I have one assignment for you during that time. Print out the food shopping list and sign up for the IsaBody challenge. Mm-hmm. It's your only job. Now you don't even need a newspaper. You can use the timestamp app. So literally from my house, I could like take some selfies and upload it. So the auto ship keeps them on longer. Getting comfortable with presenting the top down. When people start out with a bigger box, they stay on longer because they've experienced more of the products. Mm-hmm. So start with the business builder, present the value pack, and then stop at the 30. Don't start with the 30 because that's the only place they're going to settle. And even with the 30, you got to tack on those delights, those e-shots, those bars. Exposure to great products is a great way to keep the basket up and keep them on. And stop using the words 30-day program. I learned this from Chris Nish. If you put it out there that it's a 30-day cleanse, guess what? After 30 days, my friends, they're done cleansing. No, this is a wonderful, healthy lifestyle change. And when people ask me about maintenance, I say, that's an excellent question. There are many different types of people. But majority of us, we continue to use 2 shakes a day. We incorporate bars. I say I have tons of teachers, doctors, busy moms who always make sure to get in at least 1 shake a day. And then I have athletes who have completely transformed their body, and then they go into this fitness line. You know, I said, so when you get to day 22, we'll talk about your auto ship and how to refill your pantry. And I have to tell you, Jim Coover is very smart. Where anytime he throws out the bucks, the promotions and incentive, it is to drive your business. And I feel like I'm talking to my kids. I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't do that. That $25 coaching bonus that they offer for every person that continues on, that is your cue to reach out to them on day 25 and say, okay, tell me what you loved, tell me what you didn't love, and let's customize that pack to go out next month again. You know, you also want to show them how to utilize the back office. Sometimes I'm very surprised that somebody says, what's my ID? That would be like me giving you a free gift card to Whole Foods for all the shopping you want and then not unlocking the front doors. I mean, these are your customers. This back office is your grocery store. You want to give them the keys and show them how to enter. You want to recommend things. Even in the cleanse group, all of you guys are on the call because you're leaders. I don't care what rank you are. You show up, you're here because you are in fact a leader, hoping to inspire others, right? Everybody give a good head nod, yes. As a leader, start posting your favorite products in the cleanse group. It's so important. Maybe they don't know about the joint support. Maybe you've discussed weight loss, but what they didn't tell you is that, they're not sleeping good. Maybe you can recommend the brain and sleep support system. There's 80 products, and it's up to us as leaders to post the link, to highlight. Don't just talk about it, show. Post those links. So getting people to experience more of this and freely shop at the store will help retention. And you know what? My biggest thing for keeping retention is meeting people where they are. I used to be like an ice Nazi. And so funny. I remember yelling at someone because they wanted to put half a banana in their shake. And I taught it down. My friend Vicky, my 4-star, she yelled at someone for sprinkling cinnamon in their shake. They didn't like the vanilla. They wanted to add a little cinnamon and almond extract, and she had a conniption. Learning not to be a cleanse coach and to be a cheerleader for somebody is wonderful. If them having a stinking glass of wine is going to keep them on the program and keep them feeling good, let them have the freaking wine. You know what I mean? Don't be so rigid. Everybody is in a different place, and as long as they're putting those shakes into their body, it's doing you good and it's doing them good. That's something I've learned to work on because I'm such a red. And, if Cindy tells me do ABC, I'm doing ABC. I'm dotting my T's, crossing my I's. Not everybody is like that.
Right.
And loving on people wherever they are is so, so important to this process.
It is. All right. Well, I could go on for another hour. There's a million more questions I'd love to ask you, so we'll have to continue. This is to be continued. But I just thank you for your time. I just so appreciate you. And, for the rest of you guys, going to events is so huge. I never would have met Angela if it weren't for me attending an event. And we are so comfortable with each other. We love each other. We do have such a great team, and we want to be together. But I really, really recommend making some friends, reaching out, even if you're shy, reach out to the people that you're sitting besides at an event and get to know them. Because had I not turned around and talked to Angela, we wouldn't have built this beautiful friendship, and we wouldn't be able to help each other like we are. And this Blitz has been so amazing for our team. So many of you guys I'm hearing from, this is really helped you this summer when summer can tend to be a little bit slower. This is giving you something to really work towards and be excited about. And Angela asked us to participate with her. I mean, we wouldn't even have this if it weren't for her. So go to events, make friends, and anybody want to say anything? Any unmute the lines and thank Angela, you guys?
Mwah. Thank you so much, Angela. This was great.
Good team, Cindy.
I have mega notes.
What'd you say?
I said, you got a good-looking team. Is that one of the pre-qualifiers?
It's on my new associate checklist. Yes.
You don't have to have an upline to learn and get the benefits of others around you. And Cindy has been that for me. I don't have an upline. I don't have, you learn, you pick pieces, you listen to a podcast, and you go with what's in your heart, because when you're coming from here, it can't be wrong. Think about your why. This is my why.
Yeah, and when you have a big why, you'll do just about it. You'll talk to perfect strangers. You'll get your eyebrows done by different people every time. That's a scary one. The hair is a scary one for me, but I'm going to do it, Ange. Because my hairdresser, she's not really, she uses the products a little bit, but maybe it's time.
Yeah. Love on her where she is. I learned that from you.
Mm-hmm. All right. Wow. Thank you so much. Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, Angela.
Really